Well, hello, Mireia, and everybody that's listening and watching. I have no idea what we're doing today. This was her idea. She did a podcast about, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks ago, and this was your idea about. She wanted to talk about relationships. So I said, okay, I'm game. I have nothing prepared. She has nothing prepared, and I have no idea where this is going. So, well, hello there.
Hello, Kim. Nice seeing you. Nice to be here with you. And I love improvisation. So that's why I think that this is the best of the best, because this is the source where we are like most interested in just finding out what is inside of you, Kim, and inside of me.
Okay.
So I think it's going to be really, really interesting.
I think it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah. So when I was thinking about this podcast, it was about relationships. So until now, what I know you for is to be a coach of relationships, right?
And various things.
Various things.
Yes.
But this one puzzled me, and I think that is the one that I'm more interested in, I would say. And I think relationships is such a huge topic. We are in relationship with ourselves, we are in relationship with nature, we are in relationship with the others. And I was wondering, what kind of relationships are you focusing on?
For myself?
Or with your clients? Doesn't matter. Whatever makes you feel good to explain.
Well, a lot of clients come to me because they want help in their friendships. And I have the friendship accelerator that helps them. They all have the same thoughts about their friendships. If they don't have a lot of friends, they talk about that. They don't want to get out there because either they don't have time or they're afraid of what people will think of them if they reach out. So they just have no friends, or they have a few friends, but they want more friends, but they're afraid to make friends. So that's what we do in the friendship accelerator is we look at their minds and find out what's holding them back. And then they've been very successful now at reaching out and finding new friends once they stop looking at the negative thoughts that they're having about what others are thinking of them.
Wow.
And they have to kind of be brave and get themselves out there. And they have been. So it's been great.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, so what do we call a friendship? I know that friendship is very different for every single person, right? And I was wondering what it means for you. And then I can explain what it means for me. But how would you define friendship? What is friendship for you?
How do you define it?
So for me, friendship...
I don't know that I have an exact explanation of it, a definition, but you go ahead. You'll prompt me, I'm sure.
Yeah. So for me, friendship is such a huge connection. I am keen on having true and deep connections with my friends. I cannot have this kind of friendship that you see each other and you talk about just the weather.
Yes,
you know?
Right.
So for me, friendships is something very profound, my friends know me very deep and they know who I am. And I kind of get naked in front of them, not literally,
Okay.
like not literally, but what I mean is that they know me and I can say whatever that they know that I won't be like misinterpreted, for instance. I'm not going to get misinterpreted. And that for me is very important in a friendship. Be true, not have to hide anything from me. What I would say more about friendship is about enjoying together, having fun together, exploring new things together, and to be open-minded. Because when we are not open-minded, when we have relationships, I think that there is a lot of judgment. And then is when we realize that, oh crap, oh shit, I cannot be open because I'm going to be judged. Right. So this is for me the definition of friendship, for instance.
Yeah, and friends allow us to be our genuine selves.
Exactly.
Right? And that's the kind of friendships that I have. I'm so lucky to have a lot of forever friendships. I mean, people have come and gone, that's okay. If you have nothing in common, or you just your personalities didn't work well together. But now I have such a great group of friends. And I've said this, you didn't see my lives, but a couple of my lives, I was thanking my friends for letting me be me. Whoever that is, whoever I am, I feel so comfortable in just being myself. If we can be ourselves, that's what everybody wants.
So I was thinking when you were talking about friendship. So your clients, you've said that they have some blocks. They don't want to be judged. So what do you think that is the perfect key to allow these doors for opening to other people?
Well, to be brave and put yourself out there. You have to reach out to old friends, go into coffee shops, go talk to people. It's hard. It's really hard. And I tell people it's really hard, but you just have to put yourself out there. I've done it. If you want to join a group and there's no group, then start a group. I've done that. If you can't find what you're looking for, then you make it happen.
So what kind of things do you share with your friends, for instance?
What kind of things do I share with my friends? Oh, wow. Oh.
If you don't mind to answer, otherwise
no.
It's just what it pops. Sorry?
Well, we talk about our animals. That's not all. We talk about things like different books that we like to read. And especially, it's great if you have that in common and you can discuss it. We talk about different streaming shows that we watch. We talk about our relationships with our spouse. Talk about whatever we're doing. Like they love that I'm doing podcasting and I'm doing all these interviews like with you. And then I'm doing the Facebook Lives. They come on. A lot of my friends come on for support for me because they know that I'm terrified. But
wow, you said an amazing word. Support.
Support. We give each other support. Ups and downs, we give each other support with no judgment. We're there for each other. So that's I don't know how to put that all in one definition for a friendship, but the support, the authenticity, being like-minded. What else do we talk about? I'm trying to think of what else do we talk about? We talk about food.
You are my kind of girl. That's why we are here together. Because we like the same things. So next podcast is going to be about food, guys.
Right. Yeah. And what's great about the podcast that I've done is I've learned so much. And you won't believe the ones that are coming up. They're amazing people. Like, you won't believe it. I'm not going to share who they are and what's going, because I want you to hear it. But it gives
go to her podcast and listen to it.
Yeah.
All of us.
Yeah. Well, I've met so many people and learned so many things that I have a lot to share with people. It's great if you have some interests and you can share them with others. There are people who don't really have any interests. So I say, go out and get some interests because it makes you a more interesting person.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So
I love how you're interviewing me. This is hilarious.
I know, actually, it was not prepared. I'm just going with the flow. So for me, I'm also a very fan of food. I love to talk about food. Even when I'm eating, I talk about food. So it's kind of interesting. Yes, I do. It's something that I have noticed since I lived in Sweden. I did my PhD over there in marine science at that point. And I started to realize that I was talking about food meanwhile I was eating. And it's like, that's very redundant. How can I not be talking about anything else? And it's because it's one of my passions too. Yeah. So for me, it would be food. for me would be also support and experience of life. Right now, I'm having a group of people that they are entrepreneurs, that they are starting their own business, and I'm sharing with them lots of my not, I wouldn't say worries, but I would say a lot of my challenges at the moment. And I love that because you
Yeah,
don't feel alone.
I love that. And you're probably
Mm.
sharing your wisdom too, whatever you've learned.
Yes, yes,
I'm sure you've
whatever
learned a
I
lot.
can. Yes,
It's all a
definitely.
learning experience, right?
Totally. Even for building up relationships.
Yes.
And that's why I wanted to do this with you, because I have realized that it's not easy for lots of people. For I have to say that I had the advantage that I speak with everybody and I'm really open and I really enjoy having a beautiful conversation. I think that one of the best things in my life, besides eating um, and hiking, it's having amazing, beautiful conversations with people. Um, that's it's like a kind of uh, the nutrients that the plants needs, so to speak.
I
It's
agree. It fills you up.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the people that they feel lonely and that they don't see that they have friends or they don't have friends. So I wanted just to tell them that they are not alone and that
Yes.
there's lots and lots and lots of people that they are open to meet other people just for expanding their own reality and expand their own relationships,
Yep. People
right?
are afraid though. They're afraid of
Yes.
getting hurt again. You
Yes.
know, there's a lot of things that they're afraid of. And so
Why do you think people get hurt in relationships?
probably because they're not open,
Mm,
they're not communicating, they're not
yeah.
showing up as themselves,
Mm,
and they're people pleasers.
yeah.
So they're while they're trying to please others, you know, they're not helping themselves. And you can walk around with resentment. And then sometimes you end up leaving people, you end up ghosting them.
Mm-hmm.
I've done it all. People have done it to me. I've
Okay.
done it to people. But now I thought, well, if I can't be myself around someone, then I can't really be around them. It's too hard. If I have to pretend I'm someone else to get them to like me,
Mm.
doesn't work. Then I don't like myself.
And it's kind of interesting, Kim, because at some point there was a lot of people that they were telling me that I was, they were seeing me as a very cocky person, a very self-confident person. And at that point, I was so insecure. So I was having not a beautiful mask, a very huge mask,
Yes.
and I was hiding. And this is something that my boyfriend told me when I was in Sweden, and I wasn't realizing what he meant until long time after. And
Yeah.
he said, "You are not you. Sometimes when you're with several people, like you need to force yourself to prove that you are worthy." You
Yes.
know.
Yes.
And for that reason, I don't want that people feel that they have to do this.
Right.
You know, that's why I wanted to have this conversation with you, because I think it's really important that we put out there that first of all, they are not the only ones, and second of all, you don't need to pretend who you are not to be accepted,
Exactly. Yeah.
right?
Right.
You need to be yourself. You need to be who you truly are. Then what I realize is that there's people that they don't know who they truly are.
Right. They don't.
And and that's complicated. When it comes from that part of you, it's like, what do you do next?
Yeah.
Right? And that's why I have my BIO program, to discover yourself, to love yourself, and to just feel that you are light up and you are worthy, right? And I'm sure that you empower your clients every time just to discover more and more who they truly are, right?
Who they are, and then also what they want. A lot of
Yes,
people, and I just
yes,
did it live on this too, about what do
nice.
you want? And people say, I don't know. So I ask a lot of prompts, questions that prompt them to figure out what they want. And then how are you going to get what you want? And once you go on that path of finding what you want and going on the path and getting it, then you kind of find out, I think, who you are. And then what kind of people do you want to hang around? You might not know. Some people don't know any of these answers. So it's kind of a discovery type of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you discover yourself and you discover what you want.
And by
That's
discovering
key.
what you want, you probably discover who you are.
Exactly.
Right?
And there you go. And then it's when you are in this beautiful path and you start just attracting like-minded people. Because believe it or not, guys, we attract the person that we want to be with.
Exactly.
By being who we are.
Yeah.
Do you agree with me?
I totally agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah. And when we go there, is such a powerful and beautiful place to be. I don't know how you feel about your relationships, Kim, but what I can say about myself is that I improved enormously in the last 2 years. Since I started self-development, I improved enormously. I mean, I am more empathic and I'm more compassionate than before.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That helped me out a lot to connect with people and to know where their anger or their frustration comes from. So instead of seeing somebody shouting, somebody yelling, I see what there is behind,
Right. You're curious.
And there you are.
Right.
So curiosity. So what do you think that curiosity, how can I say this? How do you think that curiosity plays a role in having beautiful relationships?
Well, if you're curious to how someone is acting, you can look at that. You can look at what's behind it, like you said, and then you can be more compassionate about them, about your relationship with them. Because sometimes if people are acting a way that you don't like, you have to realize that it's not about you, it's about them. And that is a big thing that I've discovered with
so
people.
Can you tell me a bit more about this? I'm just curious.
Well, here, I'll tell you about a relationship I had with my mom.
Okay.
And a lot of people I run into have difficult relationships with their mothers. And I did. I mean, it was up and down. It was all over the place. And she had a very hard past. Really, I can't go into it here, but it was really, she had terrible things happen to her when she was young, which made her the person she is. But some of the things she would say to me, it was very hard for me. And when I learned that, I mean, I was very upset at her for a while and we didn't talk for a period of time. But when I discovered that I could just, when I could look at why would she be acting like this? And I really looked, I turned it all around because I changed me. I can't change anyone else. I can only change me. So I changed me and I ended up having a wonderful relationship with my mom. And I'm so glad I did because she passed away. But we had a beautiful, wonderful relationship, had talks that we've never had before. And all because I changed me and I changed the way I was looking at why does she say these things? And I also discovered boundaries.
Wow.
So, and I've done that with other people too. I don't have to spend hours and hours and hours with people if I'm getting uncomfortable or annoyed or whatever my feeling is. I can still see them and I can still not see them for hours. I could just see them for 15 minutes or the same with phone calls. If it starts going into a bad direction, I'm just like, I love you, I have to go. And then it's loving the whole time. And I kind of rewrote my past with my mom. I rewrote it. I have no animosity toward her. I did for a long time, but I don't now. I look at where she came from. She did the best she could, totally changed my relationship with her and with her now. I love her, and she was her, and nothing, everything she did had nothing to do with me. And she loved me, of course. She really loved me. We loved each other, and we kept saying it till the very end. I love you. I love you. I love you. And it's hard that she's gone now. But yeah, I totally rewrote the past, repaired it, and changed myself. And we ended up having a wonderful relationship because I can't control her. She can't control me. We can only control ourselves. And when I realized that, I mean, it helps with everything, every relationship. I can't control other people, and I don't try.
You don't try anymore, because
I don't try anymore.
I don't know about you.
I used to.
That was, yes.
I think everybody needed to change so I could be happy.
Yeah.
But that's not true. I have to change. And if I don't want to be with somebody, I'm not with them. Or if I don't usually leave friendships unless there's abuse or manipulation, or I'm in danger, then I kind of have to protect myself. But other than that, I can love everybody. It doesn't mean I have to spend a lot of time with them, but I let them be them, and they let me be me, and it works out great.
Definitely. Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing with me and with us, with everybody else.
Yes, you're welcome.
I just wanted to just pinpoint a couple of things. One, you didn't only heal your relationship with your mom, you have healed other people by showing them what you did with your mom.
Yeah, so I hope so.
That's yes. And I don't know if you have kids, Kim.
We only have furry children.
Fur kids.
Yes.
Okay. So I was going to say, otherwise you could see a ripple effect, but you have nephews, maybe nieces.
Yeah, that's another story.
Okay. I don't say anything about that. So what I was going to say is, like, you are a role model because you have changed generation. You stopped the abuse, or the not the abuse. I wouldn't say that, this kind of relationship that was like not serving you anymore. You know,
right?
You just heal it, and that's what we do with relationships.
And people have done that to me. They've said, well, I can't be friends with you anymore because sometimes because I've grown into someone else. My whole life's changed. So, and people don't like it, know, and it's okay. That's all right. I'm not going to force people to be my friend if they don't want to be my friend. But
for me at that point, it was very hard to accept that somebody was not liking me.
Oh yeah, of course. We all want to be liked. We want to be adored. We want to be loved.
Yes.
But a lot of people do not like us. And that's okay. It's okay.
That's okay too. Exactly. Right? That's okay too.
Yeah.
So for me, when something happened like this in the past, so I was like saying, what's wrong with me? So I'm being honest here.
Oh yeah,
I was like,
me too.
What's wrong with me?
Yeah, we all say that.
Right?
That's common. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really common. But I just wanted to speak it out loud because I want to normalize this. To just to tell the people that we are humans. Even we are coaches, we are humans, and we have just grown and evolved with the time, and that's why I think that we cultivate our relationships in a different way, because we have done a lot of self-development as well. Not only because you are specifically a relationship coach or a coach that is helping others to find friendship, but also the fact that you are healing yourself and you know how to deal with yourself, it also reflects on the outside and the relationships that you are having, right?
Yeah, and I used to think that because I am a coach, I'm a healthy living coach and friendship coach, and I used to think that because I am a coach, I had to have it all figured out. Right? I mean, because we don't want, people aren't going to come to us if we're not perfect. Really, we feel that way. We need to have it figured out before we can help someone else. But the fact is, I still get coached because I don't have it all figured out. And that's okay. I'm human, right?
And how beautiful it is that we are still learners. So I don't know
Yes.
about you, but I consider myself a learner for life. I want
Yes.
to learn every single day because it's part of who I am. And I think that the majority of the coaches that I have met until now, they have this same point in common, is that they
Yeah.
want to learn every single day. And I agree with you, Kim. I have my business coach, I have my hypnotherapist. I am a hypnotherapist, but I got my hypnotherapist and I have my
Right.
business coach. And we all need support.
We do. We all need support. Some things I
Yes.
can't figure out. And I
Yeah.
have to just go and just be real and say, I don't know what to do. I don't have all the answers. I'd like to. And I'm a lifelong learner like you are. And I think life is a learning experience.
Yes.
Everything we do is a learning experience. So we can take that and use it for good in the world, right?
Totally. That's why we are here.
That's right.
So yeah, and it amazed me that more and more with the time, I'm realizing how much we don't know.
Right.
Even though we have inner knowing, from source, I'm a bit spiritual, and I think that we have inside of us, we have a knowing that sometimes we forget about it. But at the same time, there's some stuff that we don't know, and that's okay. And
Yeah.
as you said,
We forget some things. We have
yes,
to be
exactly.
reminded.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why we also have coaches, because they help us, remind us what we teach as well sometimes.
Yeah.
Right. But in a different aspect of our life that we don't work with.
Yes.
And that's okay.
Okay.
And this human experience, this amazing life that we are having and that we are cultivating. I think that coming back to friendship is so important, to have people surrounding you that love you. That I think that I love what you do, Kim. I didn't know that it existed until I met you.
Oh.
Yes, I didn't know that because I never had a problem having relationships, right?
Yeah.
But when I heard you, like a couple of months that we met in a course that we were attending, both of us, and you said that, it's like, wow, I was amazed that of course there's people in need of help with having a healthy relationship with others and attracting relationships, right?
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you, do you also do couples, not attracting your significant other as well, or just friendship?
Just friendship.
Just
But
friendship.
yeah, I mean,
Oh.
it works with any relationship.
Mm. Yeah.
Every relationship is a relationship. And basically just whoever you want, a spouse, a parent, a child, your friends, let people be who they are. Don't control them. Don't try to control them. And just be yourself.
Yeah. And you know what? I was talking with a friend of mine that she's looking for a boyfriend,
Okay.
and it's kind of interesting because she said that she doesn't see herself in the future with somebody, but she is continuing searching for somebody. And
Okay.
it's like, you have to envision, you have to visualize yourself having lots of friends,
Yeah.
having these amazing relationships. This visualization, this is what I do with hypnosis, for instance. So I help my clients just visualize what they want, and
Yeah.
this is what they attract in the end.
Well, you kind of set an intention and you manifest it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm curious, have you manifested any specific relationship?
Well, let me tell you about my husband.
Yes, tell me. Tell
Oh no,
me.
it's going to get juicy now.
Woo!
This
You can cut if you want afterwards.
Oh yeah, okay. It's kind of hilarious. So I moved here a very long time ago, and because of a guy. And we went to the gym. He's a bodybuilder, went to the gym every day. And that relationship was toxic. And it just so happens that Mark worked out at our gym. And so when I was still with the other guy introduced me to Mark because, he's a buddy, right? And we kind of became friends. And I was still with the other guy for a couple more years. But after that relationship ended, Mark and I got together. And then we actually made friends with my ex, and the three of us were best friends. Very strange. But I think in past relationships, I kind of let them run the show, and whatever they wanted, I would do. And I just had I don't know if I had low self-esteem, but so what I did was I thought, I don't want a relationship like I've had before. I don't want relationships like I have. I want to be happy. I want to do something different. So I found this book, and it's called The Rules. Mm-hmm. And so I read the book, and it's basically about letting them be them and you be you, and you go do the things you want to do in your life. And be more independent. Don't be dependent on someone else, which I have done in relationships. So I thought, I'm going to do everything this book says. And so Mark and I started dating, and he was like, I think he was going to bachelor parties or something. And it was like killing me. I'm like, oh no. Oh, but I'm just like, okay, have a good time. So I would find other things to go do, and I would concentrate on making myself a better person. But I'll tell you one funny story. I knew that he liked football. And I grew up with my dad and my stepdad. They loved football, but I didn't really care about football. But I knew Mark cared about football. So what I did was I called my girlfriend, who loved football. She knew everything about football. I go, you need to come over here, and we need to watch a game, and you need to explain to me what's happening and tell me just everything. Because Mark's coming over tomorrow to watch another game, and I want to sound like I know what I'm talking about. So she came over, and I'm like, what's that? What's that? And she told me different things to say. So Mark came over the next day, and I was acting like I knew all about football. And I'm like, wow, did you see that? And I'm just saying all these things. And I said something, and he looked at me and he said, you really know your football. And I said, I know, right? And then I called her the next day. I said, thank you so much. I called my friend. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, he totally thinks I know about football. So, but then I did get into football, and that was his favorite thing in the whole world. And I think that's what did it, what got him to be with me, stay with me. And we've been together. God, we've known each other since 94, and we've been married 22 years. And we love football. I learned a lot, and yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of a funny story. I wasn't trying to be manipulative, but I thought, what does he like that I could figure out?
Yeah.
That, I could learn. And I still don't know a lot of things, but I always tell my girlfriend that story. Like, thank you so much. You're the reason that I have Mark. And that in the rules book. That is a good book.
Okay, we'll check it out. I didn't read this one.
Do your own thing. Don't depend on other people to make you happy. You find out what makes you happy, and then you go do all these things. And then if they come along, you've got your own life, they've got their own life, and then you come together.
Yes, and that's key for having beautiful relationship with partners or with significant others. And this, it took me a while until I realized, because I'm going to be vulnerable here. At some point with my boyfriend nowadays, I was having a bit of a rough time a couple of years ago, and exactly was that. I was clinging on him. I was like really dependent on him. I was putting all the blame on him about our relationship and my unhappiness.
Yeah, I've done that too.
Yes, and I don't know how he managed to just be with me all this time after that, because I, of course, start my self-development, and I realized that all starts with you,
right?
With just knowing that you are responsible for yourself, 100%.
Exactly. Yeah, we are like that now. I have all of my coaching, my podcasting, my blogging. I do all of this stuff. and we're in the house all day together, but he's downstairs doing his thing. He's the ham radio operator. He's a drone pilot, and he has all these different interests than I have. And we are apart most of the day. He's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing, but we come together when we go for walks. We have talks on our walks, and we have at 6 o'clock, we eat dinner together. Yes, we're on the couch. We don't sit at a formal dining room table, even though we have one. We sit together. We're on our devices. We talk, we watch TV. That's just our time together. We go to bed at a certain time, then we watch TV. I know people don't have TVs in their bedrooms, but we do. But it goes off, like there's a timer. But yeah, we laugh before we go to sleep. So we come together at certain times. But the rest of the day, or yesterday we went and saw Elvis. It was so good.
No, really?
Yeah, and the week before we went and saw Top Gun, and it was our little date. So we have these little dates during the day. That's when we come together. But a lot of times we're apart a lot of the day because we're all involved in our own interests. And so it makes us more interesting to each other too. We're not just depending on, well, he needs to do this to make me happy. Nope, it doesn't work. I mean, I used to be that way, but not anymore. He can't make me happy.
No, it's only us.
It's only us.
Can make, yes.
Yeah.
And when you get to, I have chills now.
Oh,
and
you do? Good.
Yes. Because for me had been a realization to come to understand this. Not only to understand it, but to know it, you know, and for me has changed a lot how I see relationships as well, even friendships. I was too clingy at some point. I was getting even jealous of my friends going with other friends.
Oh yeah,
so, yeah,
I've done that too.
Yes, and at some point I was like, what's going on? I mean, they are not my property. Come on.
Right. Oh, yes. That's a good realization. They're not my property. Right? I love that.
No. And the thing is allowing other people to be who they want to be and who they are, but also like recognizing that they are their own thing. It's nothing related with you.
Right.
And they can do whatever they want, even if it's not being with you sometimes.
Yes, exactly. Oh yeah, I've been through it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And sometimes I just remember I was like, oh my God, this is an asshole. This is like this is like that. I was not happy at all. And I was resentful. You know,
yes.
I mean, I remember exactly because as I speak, I was saying it's like, it's not me anymore. But it used to be me, you know. Right. This kind of language, this kind of way of speaking. I was just not okay. But also, what I wanted to touch before we go, if it's okay with you, because I think that we've been here for a long time.
Oh, it's not bad. No, keep going.
No, it's okay.
You've got time.
I was thinking about the relationship with yourself, because this is when I realized that being in my own was also okay, that I didn't need to have like thousands of people all the time around me, or everyone calling me like 1,000 times, or texting me, or liking my post or whatever in Facebook at the time, because I'm a bit old, so I was not having Instagram until last year.
Honey, look, you're a bit old. Okay,
but so. You understand what I mean? You understand what I mean?
Yes, I understand.
So I was having Facebook. This is the only thing I was having, you know. I didn't have Instagram ever in my life until last year, for instance, you know.
It's a game changer, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-mm. So what I was going to say is that, sorry for the call. It was my mom.
I couldn't hear
I know, you couldn't?
Make sure you call her back and tell her how much you love her.
Yeah, I will call her.
Tell her hi.
I will call her.
Okay.
Yes, I will say, Kim told me to love you and to give you a hug from Kim.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will tell that to my mom.
Okay.
I will tell her in Spanish though. I hope it's okay with you.
Is she in Barcelona?
Yes, she's
and you're in France.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Go ahead with your thoughts.
So what I was going to say is that when I got to realize that being by myself, it was okay, also made a big change it was a big change for me, just to know that I was okay being with myself, that I could be out by myself, that I could be going for a walk by myself, shopping by myself, going to the cinema by myself, eating a cake by myself. At some point, I got to understand that it's okay to be alone, and I would
Yeah, and
enjoy my
I'd
company.
love to watch you eat a cake by yourself.
What?
You said I could eat a cake by myself. Did you say that?
Yeah, but
Okay.
what do you mean? Yeah,
I'd like to see that.
like a piece of cake is a way of speaking.
I thought you meant the whole cake.
No, I cannot eat the whole.
Because I would like to see that.
No, I cannot. The whole cake, no. A piece of cake. That is what I mean. Come on, Kim. So when I got to realize that helped me a lot also to not be so possessive with others as well, and to let them be and to take their own decisions. I don't know.
And I was going to say that Mark and I were talking the other day about that we have different phases in our life that we go through. And I used to be this person who liked to be in big groups of people. And you don't really connect when you're in big groups of people. I mean, you can, but it's really hard to have one-on-one deep conversations when you got a group surrounding you. So now I really love my one-on-one chats that I have with my friends. You know, I'm always doing, my podcast is called Coffee with Kim, but I go out to a coffee shop. I don't necessarily drink coffee every time, but it's so nice to have a deep, meaningful conversation with one person. And sometimes you go for 3 hours. You don't even know. I don't know how many times that's happened where you go at noon and then you're like, it's 4:30. And my husband's at home doing his project. He could care less. He loves it when I go. Are you going to have coffee with someone today? Yeah. He goes, oh, good. And then I did that the other day, and we bought this wireless system for our house. It's a router. It's called, I've got it right here. It's called Orbi, because my wireless kept failing everywhere. It's everywhere I'm in the house. It's like internet down, like, oh my gosh. So we found this system, and it's a good thing. I went out to coffee because he rewired the whole house while I was gone. And it took him like 4 hours, and I was gone for 4.5 hours. This really did just happen. But it was so nice connecting with people. And I come home, I'm all full, and I'm just like so happy. And he loves it.
You're on fire when you connect with somebody, right?
Yes.
You're all light up. You're like, you have it's sharing energy. It's a exchange of energy, and it lights you up.
Totally.
So go out there and have coffee, guys.
Go have coffee with one person and talk about things. I've said on my different podcasts or whatever that I've got a sheet that I make up. It's what do you call it? Not a spreadsheet. It's just a little form that I give people. And it's right. It has the name. You put the name of the person you're meeting and the date. You put down what you want to ask them and what you want to share with them. And you write it all out and you bring it with you, because some people are nervous when they go meet other people and they totally forgot everything they wanted to share or ask. And it's good when you go out with someone to ask questions. Ask a lot of questions about them and don't talk about yourself so much, right? Don't hijack the conversation. Genuinely be interested in others. So once you get the coffee date, then you have to go on the coffee date. Like once you find somebody to go out with, that's not the last step. You actually have to go out with them, and then you have to try to figure out what you have in common. So I have this sheet that I give people, and that way people can think about it before they go. And I use it, and I'll bring it with me, and I'll say, oh, I wanted to talk about this and this and this, and I want to ask you these questions. And it's pretty balanced, I think, if you do it that way.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Well, thank you.
That's really beautiful. That's beautiful.
I'll send it to you.
I would be interested, actually. I never have lots of problems like finding topics, but I would love to see it. Yeah, definitely. Interesting. Yeah, that could be an interesting exercise, actually.
Yeah, especially if you're meeting a new person.
There you are.
And I have a list of topics that you could talk about. I did that on a live too. You're gonna have to go listen to all my lives because I've got some good stuff out there. But it was about all the things you can talk about. They're all the subjects. I have a laminated card that I made up that I keep in my purse just in case for some reason I can't think of anything. Because sometimes I just go blank. And if it's a new person, I'm just like, I don't know what to say. Sometimes it happens to me too. So I have a list of all the topics that you could talk about. And there's a lot. There's a lot of things you could talk about.
Yes. I mean, there is a lot. We cannot, we sometimes just get into the surface, just about the weather, about what is in the news, but there is so much more.
Yeah, there's much more than small talk. That would be a good name of a podcast, More Than Small Talk.
There you are.
I'd love it.
Yeah.
So your relationship with your boyfriend, how is that going? And are you getting married or not?
No, here, I mean, to be honest, for me, it doesn't really matter to get married, but our relationship has changed dramatically. So
For the good.
For the good.
Okay.
Yeah, totally for the good. We understand each other. I understood how to listen to him as well. I understood to listen to him.
Yeah, that's an important thing.
Listening. Yes. But I understood listening to him because I didn't realize his tone of voice, his way of expressing himself. It was going to make me understand how he was feeling.
Yeah.
That's why I say understanding. So the thing is, we have much better communication. I learned how to read him much more. I understand him much more. We have beautiful conversations. We laugh. We have our independence. And everything is more in the flow. And I love that. I really, really, really love that. And not only that, is that additionally, I'm not getting married. We are not getting married.
Okay, well, you don't have to.
No, it's not my aim.
It's not a requirement.
It's not a requirement for me. I'm okay. We live together since long time. But what I would like is that we buy a house. And if everything goes fine, we are buying a house.
Yay.
So for me, it's like getting married.
That's right. And you'll be married to the house.
Yes. Yeah. So it's been a change, and I recommend to everybody to explore this part of themselves as with curiosity, the same as with other people.
Yes.
Explore it with curiosity and just enjoy and have fun.
Well, I think you could either teach a class or write a book about this. About how
why do you say that?
Because look at how you described your relationship. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And it wasn't all that before. And
no.
I just think it would be great if you had a book or a course that you taught on what you did, like how you started to where you are now, because it sounds absolutely perfect right now.
So it's interesting that you say that, Kim, because from now I'm working with the BIO, is Blooming from the Inside Out program that I built up.
Okay.
Yes, maybe we didn't talk about it because I started creating it after. So it's a lot about self-love, self-talk, and so on. But there is a little bit of relationship in it. The relationship that you have with yourself, the relationship with others, and I'm bad because even though there is a little bit in this program, in the BIO, I'm thinking about creating an extra program about relationships as well. And I'm sure that if I do that, I hope you collaborate with me.
Oh, I would love that. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, I think so. But I think that relationships, they were for a long time. I consider them as my weak point.
Not anymore. You've totally turned around.
Yes. Yeah. But again, is what we were talking before. It all came to us.
That's right.
Our mindset and us.
Yeah, look at the learning experience you've had.
Yeah. Chills again. Oh my God.
No, me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
I
about
think
growth, right?
yes. And this
And
is
being
beautiful.
yourself. Just be
Mhm.
yourself. And you
Yeah.
are. Well, I hope this is you right now.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's me. Everybody that sees it, I mean, and they know me outside the camera, I am like this. I'm not different. No, not really. But I put makeup today. That's true.
Oh,
But
well, I do that every day. So
no,
good.
I don't do that every day. It depends on the mood. But today I said, oh, I'm going to see Kim and I'm going to have a coffee with Kim. Even though it's virtually, for me, it was an event.
We're having a
So,
virtual coffee right now. I'm having
yes.
tea.
Yeah, I have water because
I have water.
it's a bit warm.
I have water too. You probably can't see,
Babe.
but yeah,
Yeah.
I'm loaded here. Yeah.
It really, that's good.
Yeah.
Hydration is the best.
That's
We
right.
are all water.
That's a topic for another day.
That I would love that. But yes, another day, as you say.
Well, that was fun. Is there anything else
Yeah.
that you want to talk about, share, ask? Anything?
No, I think that's it. I think it ended up exactly as it should. I'm really happy about it.
Are you okay? This is what you
How
were
about
planning?
you? What about you? How did you feel?
Yeah, it was great. You're
Just-
very nice to talk to. You're very real. And you made me so comfortable on my own show.
Oh, yeah, I didn't mean to own your show. I just want to say that. No, it's just when we talked about it last time, I thought that there was so much I wanted to talk about this.
Yeah.
Just the two of us. It was not about doing a podcast. It was just talking about your experiences and about my experiences and how can we help others just by telling our stories.
Yeah. I hope we do. And so this is everything that you wanted, right? You didn't leave anything out?
No.
Okay. I just want to make sure you got what you came for. All right. Well, if that's it, I guess I will talk to you soon. I hope.
Very soon.
Collaborating possibly. And I'll let you get back to your, what time is it there? Like 8 o'clock?
7
o'clock?
No, 7 o'clock.
It's time for dinner, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, go eat your dinner
Definitely.
then.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming. That was so fun.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Kim. Take care.
Yeah, you too. Bye.